Hello. That light. I'm sorry it's so bright. I can't take it. Got these shutters. Anyway, it's Tuesday. Oh, that's a lot of horseradish. And I am celebrating because I just finished my talk for Wilson on Thursday night. Though I haven't really gone through it yet. I hope it's good. I was forced to make another live video. One, I have a babysitter who's taken Blair and Amos out to lunch. Thomas and a friend are playing Monopoly. Russell's getting ready to walk to a friend's house so they can go to lunch. Nicole Smith. So anyway, so I finished my talk. So now I'm having a reward, Bloody Mary. And then I'm going to attack the house. Though I cleaned up the house all day yesterday, and you can't tell. So what's the point in doing it? Anyway, I mean, it really does look terrible in here. So I noticed yesterday, correct me if I'm wrong, but people get real, like, high and mighty about how they love their children, and they love snow days, and they play backgammon and by the fire and do crafts. I mean, I don't know, like, what kind of North Korean sanctioned type place they're living in, but my house is not like that. And I love my children. I mean, a lot. Nicole, are you the only one watching? It's just me and you. Well, we have been home for like 3 weeks with them every day. I'm not used to that. And they're crying, and they're mean to one another. I mean, Blair says she has a headache because the boys are playing Monopoly. Meanwhile, she's doing a Lego set, and why anybody buys Lego sets is beyond me. Remind me not to buy one. Because then all I do is have to use a knife to get the darn pieces out. And I'm saying things like, I need to be working. And then people are like dying laughing because they say, I don't work. Which I do. So anyway. So I was going to just get my work done. And then I started reading all these comments about, oh, Battleboro, Home Alone. It's like a dream of mine. And again, I like my children. But I get this message today. Now I'm going to read some messages from people. And anybody that sees or hears a message they wrote me, do not contact me to let me know that your feelings are hurt that I read your message. Don't reply if you don't want me. It's fair game. It's like a deer in the field. So, I get this message today. This is just funny to me. And it says, I remember it wasn't easy. Oh, crap. There's my computer. Okay. But I miss those days so much. We all miss days. I mean, don't you miss holding a tiny, like, little baby that goes, eh? Of course you do. But does it help to tell the person that you miss those days? Do you think that they actually love their children more when they hear that? No. They just, like, want to shoot arrows at you because they're annoyed that you don't remember that it was like being in hell. So anyway, and then she says this. Try a plant-based diet, and you will definitely have more energy. Now, ding, ding, ding. That was very wise. And so, I'm having a Bloody Mary. I did say to her, well, I'm having a marshmallow. Evidently, that's not plant-based. I have a Bloody Mary here. Look here. And I have celery. Ha-ha. And I do suddenly feel like I have a lot of energy. So, Holly, I'm taking your advice. Now, these children of mine, I was going to work on a poem, but it didn't get very far. Here it is. I am the hamster, and they are the cats. I am the Smurf, and they are Gargamel. I am Tom, and they are Jerry. Now, I thought Tom was the cat, or I thought Tom was the mouse and Jerry was the cat, but evidently I was wrong. So that's sort of a God wink that, like, I'm getting ready to, like, try to gobble them up because I might be able to. One person commented this. So sad. Raise kids to be people you want to be around. Now, That's offensive. Ooh, Chelsea had marshmallows with her coffee. Now this woman, that makes me annoyed. Anyway, I like to be with my kids. Here's another one. This is a really good one. You want that bloody? I know, it's the last one here. The biggest issue for moms these days is being able to tell their children no. This is going somewhere. Every time the children demand your undivided attention, give them a chore. One of those things you need to do. They will soon either get out of your way or enjoy the diversion. The reason teachers are glad to get back to their classroom full of kids is they feel free to tell them no. Now, that feels to me like somebody thinks I'm like run over by children. Ooh, Cynthia, yes, send Sam over. Sorry. Russell, Sam's ready. So, now I've lost my place. Go on over there. Get those downtown dollars. I don't have any cash, but I have a lot of downtown bucks, which have the mayor's picture on them. Sure, somebody thought nobody would use them, but I traded them for one of Thomas's friends. I gave him $100, and he gave me 105 downtown dollars. So I made a little bit. Yes, made a little money. Off an 11-year-old. Anyway, okay, now, so telling people no. It's not that my children bug me because they're asking me questions and I don't tell them no. They bug me because they're screaming at one another. So they're not asking me any questions. And so I kind of made some comment, that's sad. My kids sometimes actually need my undivided attention. I don't even know who needs attention anymore. So I said something about, clearly you weren't home with 4 kids, one who has special needs. And you know what she said to me? Just listen to this. I'm sure she's watching and mad as hell. She said, all kids have special needs. It sounds like Amos has 4 to 5 people at any given time meeting his needs. What 4 to 5 people? Hello? Hello? Nope, just me. Now, granted, I do have a babysitter right now. Oh, hey, Miss Byram, speaking of Amos's teacher. And where does it say? I am usually, it could be a worse kind of gal. It got me through years of raising 3 kids from pregnancy on with dad out to sea. Navy wife. It's the toughest job in the Navy. I don't know anything about that, but I don't tend to disagree with you. But that whole all kids have special needs thing, do not ever say that to anyone. People will hate you. It's kind of like when somebody dies and you say to them, well, they're in a better place. Bad thing. I have 3 children first before Amos. Parenting them is a whole different ball game. So anyway, don't say that to anybody. Now this one takes the cake. This is a good one. Y'all getting bored yet? As a mom whose children have grown up and left home, hi Lauren, I think of the snow days as some of my most favorite times with my kids. I love the feeling that we were all at home with no outside distractions. Cherish the time, moms. It goes so quickly. Okay, where are all these naysayers that are not knocking on my door saying, we miss children, we want them to come over? I do have one. My nice neighbor, Grace Bean, has asked Blair to come over and make blueberry muffins. And we have 3 extra kids here today. Well, just 2. We got to pick up another one because a friend, his mother-in-law was having surgery, so we're being helpful. And really, I mean, I like outside distractions, and I like children. But and I'm not a worse kind of girl, but I mean, just saying cat pee and other things like that, that doesn't mean I'm whining. There's joy in cat pee. I mean, yesterday, my friend's son, Scott, he was standing on the ottoman. He was like, I can't get down. I don't want to step in the pee. And it was an ice cube that had melted. I mean, that's funny and joyful. My mother had us locked out of the house, so I don't know about her. Here's another one. Don't blink. Don't wish it away. Who's wishing away? I replied to this. I just think it's refreshing to point out that there is joy. If I expect perfection, I will quite live like Edith Wharton. I thought that sounded really smart, though I don't know much about Edith Wharton. Speaking of complainers, though, the best ones I get, oh, see that light? Or when I get private messages by people that are too scared to comment publicly because they don't want me to get mad at them. Let me find it if I can find it. And I got this one. Where is it? Oh, there it is. So I wrote a post like several months ago about I'm divorced in 32. Kids aren't for me. I mean, I would really think about having them. I mean, look at this coffee all over my shirt. Legos. So anyway, so I had written this post about like my kids eat macaroni and cheese. Just how mothers will be like, well, my children, only eat plant-based something. My children only tasted breast milk. My children could swim at 1. My children, I don't know. All those things annoy people because then what they're thinking is, oh God, my children suck. I suck. I hadn't done anything. So I had written this post of like, carry on. You're good. You're a mother. Do what makes you a good mother. Maybe it is a justification of my bad parenting. But anyway, go with me here. It's my blog. This person says, our individual situations in life, it's a man too. Let me just put that out there. I'm sure that'll piss people off. Do not give any of us license to act as we see fit. We still have to play by the rules. Now, that could be a whole book. Do we have to play by the rules? Whose rules? Anyway, clearly I'm not playing by them. I'm having a Bloody Mary on a Tuesday at lunch. And he goes on to say, it's not awesome to have kids feed themselves with microwave mac and cheese. Kids need a nutritious meal, especially in low-income families. While elaborate isn't required, a good diet doesn't need to be. While not a mother, I had one. She was strong, smart, and had a career in the South at a time women rarely did. When I was in the 8th grade, I passed her in the hall at school, coming out of the administration office. I suppose I looked shocked as she laughed and told me not to worry. I wasn't in trouble. She wasn't there for anything in connection to me, but she would not tell me why she was there. Years later, she did let me know her mission. Hi, Mary Miles. She had for several years worked with the school to develop nutritious, low-cost meals for underprivileged kids. Your readers trust you, and you've told them it's okay to slough off mealtime. There's also that. Mealtime is important. Family time. It shouldn't be spent with the microwave. If I didn't have a microwave, we wouldn't even have meals. I mean, how do you make oatmeal? Or microwavable mac and cheese? Or warm up Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Don't do it in the wrapper though. Catches fire. So I cannot agree with that. Let's go on to his next point though. It gets better. For me, the message is somewhat come what may. Yes, that is the message. My whole message in life is come what may. But evidently that's not a good thing. Hi, Kelsey. Children thrive with order and certainty, not chaos. So do mothers. But no one cares. Sure, things get hectic. We were often the last kids to be retrieved from birthday parties, the pool, play dates, but we always knew we'd be home eventually to a meal, fun, love, and safety. Well, sorry, somebody's trying to call me from Elizabeth City. I don't answer calls that don't have names on them. Because, anyway, I just don't. And here's another one. Oh, meanwhile, the picture I'd used for this post, I was cleaning up dog diarrhea. But, I took a picture because I was like, I walked in from the pool. See, I was at the pool. And my son Russell was sitting on the couch. And there was dog diarrhea everywhere, all in the hall. This was like in August. And Russell was on an iPad. And I was like, hello? He said, well, I didn't even notice. So anyway, I was cleaning that up, and I made him take a picture. And, I mean, it was gross. But again, life is gross. And there's like joy in gross. Because, hell, life's a shit show. So anyway, that's funny. So he says, there's another bother dealing with the antibiotics, breezy cleaning, and dog diarrhea on the floor. But I haven't yet connected those dots. But there's something there. This post hit a lot of my nerves, Adrian. Not every mother loves as big as you. Don't assume that and allow rationalization. Now, my whole life is rationalization. I mean, I'm having a Bloody Mary because I rationalize that it's plant-based. I'm rewarding myself. Oh, Christiane, the message I've got for you is that it's just fine if the mom is not perfect, and I thank you for that. Yes, I know. Oh, I do love celery. I'm so healthy. I've got horseradish in my nose. Okay, now, here's another one. Also, every child should learn to swim. That's a biggie. And I'd feel better walking around barefoot if the big white Clorox bottle was pulled out rather than Clorox wipes. Ammonia is good too. What is ammonia? Do people even buy ammonia? I mean, the last time I saw ammonia was in that movie Sixth Sense, and the mother had that Munchausen by proxy, and she was putting it in the daughter's soup. I mean, I ain't never buying any ammonia after that. I don't want anybody to think I'm trying to conjure up illness around here. And it stinks. People use Pine Sol lemon. Anyway, thank you. Oh, so I said this to him. Thank you. Will you please put your comments in the comment section of the post? I would love to hear what people think and appreciate your thoughtfulness. Now here's with his response. I'd rather not, but feel free to paraphrase my comments, leaving out the personal asides, volunteer work, donation, from a reader that wishes to remain anonymous. I don't want to insult any of your readers. And some of my assignations, is that a word? Assignations, probably apply to some of them. I think most would take up arms to defend your point of view. They're loyal. I just felt I'd give you another perspective. Now here's the last one. I don't think she's been watching because she won't get mad at me. This is a good one. So I just get these random comments. Is there a possibility you see the massive job of taking care of the children as something that is interfering with things you believe you were really supposed to be accomplishing in this life? Yes! That because of that huge job, you cannot manage that and the thing you really believe you are to be doing in your life. I think so. I think that's it. So now what? It's funny, coming from somebody who's been a stay-at-home mom for a long time, a good 10 years before I started writing this blog. And I mean, I had the laundry put away. I had it folded. My house was neat and tidy. Look around. And I'm just saying, why can't I work? Like, I never knew that working mothers actually felt this kind of like pressure, like they weren't making a good decision. I mean, I've always enjoyed staying home, but I don't feel like I've ever made people feel like they were crappy because they were working. Maybe I did. I have no idea. I did probably a lot of these things, and then I'm 42 now, so I've gotten older. But anyway, I like working. I like writing. I like going out of town and speaking. And my children are important, but I'm important too. And I think that we're in for a real surprise if we ignore ourselves. And I ignored myself too long. I was totally happy. I thought everything was great. But I forgot me. And me is important. It's not more important than everybody else, but it's important. And someday children are going to grow up. Amos is going to grow up. Who knows what that's going to look like. But I'm still here, and I want to be the best me I can be. So anyway, for me, it's working. And 5 years ago, it was staying home. So that's okay. Anyway, I don't think anybody needs to feel pressured by what they're doing or not doing, or if they like what they're doing, or who the fuck cares? It's your life and your business. Beth says, are you ready for your talk in Wilson? I'm not going to point out that some people are supposed to be working. But yes, I think I am ready. Do y'all want me to come do a practice session? So anyway, that's my 2 cents for the day. I'll be in Wilson on Thursday. Next week, Little Washington, Elizabeth City. And Elizabeth City means you get to go to Toyama and eat sushi, which is, what is on my neck? Oh, what is it? Maybe it's something on the phone screen. It's not good. All right. Fayetteville, looking forward to Fayetteville. Richmond, Rocky Mount, Raleigh. I totally agree. Moms need to hear this more often. I'm so glad you said that, Robin. Speak on that at your next event. Be your best you for your special needs child. Lisa, that's a good idea. Maybe I'll do that for families embracing autism together. A tick. Do I have a tick? Damn you, Stacy. I hope I don't have a tick. I think it's too cold, and I hadn't been outside enough. It was only in the snow. There is something on your neck. Okay, y'all stop looking at it. I'll get it fixed. I'm not going to be in Newbern. Nobody. Oh, I did get asked to come to Kinston, but people are having trouble picking a date or something. So there you go. Any questions? Anything? Comments? Do not message me and complain. And I don't mind people disagreeing with me. I know I'm not a big chocolate person or a French fry person, Catherine. I really don't mind being criticized. I mean, obviously, or I wouldn't write about politics. But like I had a mom recently that was like, I love your post and Amos is so cute, but I think where are you speaking in Washington? I think it's called Disciples of Christ Church. Does that ring a bell? It's on my event thing on my page. But she said, I have a son with special needs and he's in college now. And you really are telling a lot. And I think you're making a mistake by not being private. And obviously that's something that I thought about. I mean, you can't not have thought about that, particularly, well, with everybody. But my older children, I mean, when I do a post, I tell them what I'm doing or I ask them. I mean, I feel like I'm respectful of their wishes. But with Amos, I can't ask him, right? And so I do think about that. And I replied back to her, and then she replied back really nicely to me. But I said, right now, privacy isn't for us, for our whole family, really. My husband comes from a long line of privateers, and I think he's even good with it because it takes the pressure off of like these elephants in the room. Like we can talk about Amos or we can talk about where he's going to live when he's older. I mean, all those things that are realistic, they're not bad. And I think, again, and I say this a lot in my talks, not to give you all talk, but I used to see special needs families, and I felt admiration for them, and I felt pity. I did. And I know if I felt pity, then other people do too. I mean, life with Amos is hard, but it is so joyful. I mean, it's like a back door into heaven of what's important. And for me, if I tell all the crazy, messy stuff of life, I hope that what people are seeing is, boy, she is so joyful. So anyway, being private isn't for me right now. Maybe it will be someday. But my children are good. Amos is good. We talk a lot about things in our family. We talk about reality. And reality is hard. I mean, I have children who cry with Amos' successes. Like last night, Amos he pulled his zipper up on his pajamas, and Blair got teary. Those are the kinds of kids I want to raise. And maybe I'm feeding them macaroni and cheese. Maybe I tell them to get their asses in the car. But I think I'm doing a good job. And I hope other moms will just be you. Like, be a mom and don't worry about everybody else. Who cares if they got a shower, or if they're thin, or if they're fat, or if they're, feed people formula. Who cares? I don't care if you drink formula yourself. You go right ahead. So I'm going to drink my Bloody Mary, and I'm going to go upstairs, and I'm going to make the beds, because I like to do that about once a month. And then tomorrow, Amos and I are going to Duke. We have appointment meeting with Dr. Consogre. So he is one of the pediatric neurologists that people told us about when I did that post looking for people. And so that was good. It was funny, though. Several people told me to go to a doctor that I'd already been to that, I had started crying in his office, and then he said, I don't know what you want me to do. So, of course, I told that story. Anyway, but Dr. Consogre is supposed to be good, and if we have a snow day, I'm going to just take all 4 of them up there. We're going to Duke tomorrow for OT. Oh, gosh, I need to get Amos signed up for speech therapy at the hospital again. Oh, crap. Anyway, got to work on that. He got all his new glasses in yesterday, and they're like the weirdest square shapes. I got to call those people and tell them I wanted circles. Because circles look cute on him. Yeah, our appointment is at Duke at 2 on Page Road, so not quite at Duke. So anyway, that's what we're doing. And church basketball starts this weekend, which is always fun. Amos doesn't like church basketball. He can't even go in the gym because he's worried sick over that damn buzzer. So hopefully I've got a babysitter worked out for him, because I want to go to church basketball. And if nobody tell me to put headphones on him, he will not wear headphones. He doesn't even wear a hat. So I cannot listen to that, people's suggestions that forget that Amos is a person. I mean, it was all I could do last night to get him in the darn crib. Of course, now he's in a crib again. We put the pack and play up, and you would have thought I was throwing him into a pit of vipers. But anyway, then he was okay. Okay, people, carry on. Clean up. Have a piece of celery, and a Bloody Mary. Goodbye. I want my picture to be good when this ends, because it's never good when it starts. Have a good afternoon, Megan.